Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson,
And I am S. Foster.
and this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's going on, my brother?
Man, I can't call it, man. Another day, another dollar, they call it. Or in some cases, another nickel. But you know what I'm saying? We out here making it in the world.
Yeah, but either way, it's some kind of money, man. As long as it's some kind of money, you know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
ain't
sir,
mad at
man.
you, man.
Hey, they say them stimmies on the way, man. Some people already done got them.
Man. Hey, listen, I'm excited. I can't wait to get that thing, man. I can't wait to get it. Man, hey, real quick, bro. I got to say this, man.
Uh-oh.
I need an apology, you know what I'm saying, from all the haters out there. Because there's a few of them out there that was talking all that shit about WandaVision, man. Listen, that was a great series, man. Marvel put that thing together, bro.
I don't know if I go as far as great.
What?
You know what I'm saying? But don't get me wrong. Listen, it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I finished it, I think last week. Yeah, I finished it last week. You know what I'm saying? They tied a lot of stuff together. Yep. I like how they got creative with it. I like how they brought in this other witch. Wanda got a new outfit. You know what I'm saying? Everything's cool. And now the one thing though was I missed a little bit, like, because there was two different things at the end. Maybe you can answer this for me, right? Now I saw, you know how because they did one, like, so the credits started, and then they did one thing, and then the credits started again, and I just left the TV running. I wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying? And then another one popped up, and I think I missed maybe 10 seconds of it.
Okay.
So what was that? So did you see both of those things at the end of the credits?
Yeah. Okay. So at the end, they go and they talk to Monica Rambeau. That's the first one, right? Okay. So when they go talk to her, they like, yo, can you come to the can you some people, agents or whatever, want to meet you at the theater. So she goes, she's going to see what's going on, you know what I'm saying? She just had got done talking to the Scarlet Witch. So you know what I'm saying, she get, going to the theater, ain't nobody in there. And then the agent had followed behind her. And then, you know what I'm saying, she transformed to, you know what I'm saying, into a scroll. So basically that is that's the reference from Captain Marvel. If anybody ever seen Captain Marvel, you know what I'm saying, you know that in the movie, Captain Marvel was being tricked into thinking that the Skrull was trying to take over the planet that she was on at the time. And she was basically being lied to by the team of bounty hunters that she was with. So when she actually found out what the truth was and what was really going on, then she ended up, fighting back or whatever, and then saved all the Skrulls. So basically she was working with them, and then, she was out here doing her thing. And basically the Skrulls was going down, I guess, whatever the girl, I forgot what the lady name is, Brie, whatever.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, yeah.
No. Larson or something like that.
Yeah. But I don't think she's going to be Captain Marvel for too long. So basically in the comic books, Monica Rambeau is Carol Danvers' quote-unquote niece. Marie, I think it's Maria Rambeau was Monica's mom, who was Carol Danvers' co-pilot or whatever. They was both pilots together in the Air Force or whatever. So, but in WandaVision, of course, Monica ended up getting some powers or whatever like that when she went through the screen or whatever that was supposed to be.
The force field thing or whatever. Yeah.
So she basically got a little bit of power from that. But the Skrulls is basically gonna bring her up to wherever they at, and then I'm assuming she gonna be the new Captain Marvel because that's how it is in the comic books. She's also Captain Marvel in the comic books, so we'll see how that play out in the next Captain Marvel movie because I know they only got one, so I'm sure they're gonna at least come with another one. And then at the end of it, you know what I'm saying, you see Wanda sitting in like this secluded like log cabin or whatever in the middle of nowhere basically. And at first it show her, you know what I'm saying, like she's sitting on the porch, she chilling, then she get up, she go in there and make her it look like some tea or whatever. And then the camera keeps going further back into the house and then you see Wanda floating, reading the book of magic or whatever, the book of spells or whatever that's supposed to be called, that Agatha Harkness was telling her about. So basically, she's really like she literally learning who she really is and what you know what I'm saying, like what really happened because you know what I'm saying, like throughout the 10 years that we've seen her, like we know she's the Scarlet Witch, but she don't really know how strong she is. So like if you go back and watch the last Avengers Endgame, you seen that like for a minute. Remember she was about to tear Thanos' ass up, and then you know what I'm saying he called in that strike and it threw her off course. Well, if she was aware of her powers, she could have just ended Thanos right then and there, and it wouldn't have been no situations. So now that she's a little bit more aware of her powers, like in the show, you seen she was getting a lot stronger and stronger. So it's a lot of shit that she could do. And then, you know what I'm saying, of course, they broke down who the Scarlet Witch is and shit like that. She's really supposed to be like an anti-hero or whatever. She was supposed to be the witch that ended the world, but she ended up, you know what I'm saying, basically becoming like a superhero type. So we'll see, man. Marvel put that motherfucker together, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Vision is back. You know what I'm saying?
I do too.
They recreated Vision, but it's a new version of him. So I don't know how that's gonna play out. We'll see how that plays out.
But he gave him all the information. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like you remember when they did that?
but you also got to remember though, he gave him all the information inside the force field. So once he left the force field, if you notice, he ain't never come back. So we don't even know how that play out for real. So we don't know if that's something that only work in the force field or if, you know what I'm saying, he got that information somehow for real and now he gonna be back to Vision. So we don't know yet. But I think somehow they're gonna get him back in there. I don't think that's gonna be the last that we're gonna see of him. I'm excited to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I think that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the next steps of what what we got to see coming. We still got to get Black Panther 2. We still got to get Captain Marvel 2. There's been whispers of a couple movies that's supposed to be coming out, but with COVID and everything, you know, that kind of set everything back. But I think the next movie is supposed to be like The Immortals or something like that. So we really about to get into like the whole space and different realities and alternate worlds and all this shit. It's about to get real good, man. It's about to get real good. And I believe, hopefully, I'm really hoping on and banking on this that since, you know what I'm saying, Deadpool is, I think it's number 2. I think they might do one more Deadpool movie. Hopefully they do. But we might get a chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine duke it out. Because, you know, Disney acquired Fox and Sony and all them. So it's looking up from here, man. You know, Spider-Man might get a chance to fight Venom. You know what I'm saying? If they get a Venom 2 going, we might get a chance to see Carnage. Trying to think what else is going on. I know they got another Spider-Man movie coming out. So, you know, that's looking like it's gonna be something. So yeah, man, and hopefully, man, they could find a better villain, man. I'm hoping that they match it up with Venom. Because Spider-Man, he got some, you know what I'm saying, like he got some characters to go against. Like we ain't seen the Dr. Octopus of this, you know what I'm saying? We ain't seen the Marvel version of Dr. Octopus. We ain't seen the Marvel version of Doc Ock. We ain't seen the Marvel version of Electro. I don't even think they did a Green Goblin in this one. So
No, not in this one. Not in
You
this one.
know what I'm
No.
saying? So we might get a chance to see some different ones. We ain't even seen Rhino yet, so it's a bunch of villains that they could bring. I know they just did Mysterio, but it's a bunch of villains and everything that they could bring out that we that we can get a little taste of, that they could probably put a spin on. They've been doing great as far as like bringing in characters and doing a rendition of certain characters and everything like that. So it's gonna be interesting, man. This next 10 years should be very healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We're gonna have to definitely like set an episode aside, man, to like
Yeah,
really get into this Marvel universe because there's a lot of stuff, man, that's on the horizon. We can do
yeah,
like some predictions and stuff. Because
oh
like one
yeah.
thing I was gonna say, like I seen a poster for a She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So now we're about to get
Oh,
a
that'd be
female
crazy.
Hulk on the
Yeah,
way.
that'd be crazy. Well,
So
that's see, that's where I don't know how they gonna play that out because I don't know, man. That's gonna be a good one, but I think they need to do I think they need to do Planet Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Where they got all the different Hulks and shit like that. Like I think that'd be a better movie. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. Yeah, so it's gonna get wild, man. But that's something definitely like on the horizon. Like I don't know if we should do it like because as far as we know, man, why do I always seem to forget her name? Scarlett Johansson joint.
Black Widow. Yeah, oh yeah, I
Black
forgot about
Widow.
Black Widow. Black Widow's supposed to come out
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so Black Widow's supposed to come out. So maybe what we could
Mm-hmm.
do, you know what I'm saying, have a little something, the Marvel
Yeah,
joint put together for that because it's a dude, like if you follow them on Instagram,
yeah.
it's a lot of shit on the way, dude. And
Oh, I
it's a
know.
lot of surprises, man. I mean, just like even when you talk about the new Spider-Man, like if these
Mm-hmm.
posters are real, they got all the three Spider-Mans as far as Andy Garfield,
Yeah,
Andrew Garfield,
yeah.
Tobey
Tobey Maguire.
Maguire,
Yeah.
and Tom Holland. So
Well, they trying to
that
make it like they trying to do it how they did Spider-Man into the multiverse.
yeah.
That's what I
So
think that
like
they trying to do. So
yeah,
hopefully,
that's what I'm saying.
they bring that out. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a whole pod there, man. That's a whole pod
yeah.
because it's so much. Like if I mean, all you got to do is if y'all are into, you know what I'm saying, this Marvel stuff, man. If you
Mm-hmm.
just really just follow this Marvel Studio stuff on Instagram,
Yeah.
they like it's so many. The one thing about it though is the teasers, man. It's like you see
Oh
it and
man.
it'd be like 2022, 2024. You'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, it's like it stays
Well,
in your mind.
the good thing is though, out of that, we might end up even getting uh, a live action Miles Morales.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So it's a lot to
Um,
look forward to.
so let me ask you this before we get started though. What do you think of? Because he was on Ebro in the morning. What do you think of Michael Rainey Jr.? You know what I'm saying, aka Tariq, playing
No,
Miles Morales. He
no,
said on Ebro, he said if he could have any role, he said that's the role he wants.
no. You need a Afro Latino to play Miles Morales.
And I was just seeing what you thought of that because he
I'm not a
said
fan
that.
of him.
Oh, yeah, man, you don't like Tariq, man.
No, I've never watched the show. I'm just not a fan of him. He
Oh
seems
man,
boring. Like any interview that I've seen him in, or like any outside project I've seen him, he just seems like a boring person. Like he don't like. Nah, that would be a horrible fit.
I see what you're saying. I've never seen him in a comedic role. Like I seen him in Power. I seen him in this one show where he went to some private basketball. He went to some private school and he was like a
Yeah,
basketball player. And
yeah,
like I just never seen him like in that type of thing. So
right.
it's hard to say like with if he has that type of range or not. So I was just saying where he was going. I just heard him say that he would want to play the live action Miles Morales. So when you said
Nah,
it,
forget
I
that.
said
Yeah,
let me
no sir,
present that to you. I feel you.
no
I
sir.
feel you.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could find a dude in New York that looked like Corbin Blue that they could make that happen. Yeah,
Hey, boy, you be
Tariq can
wilding,
sit
boy.
down somewhere, man.
Shit, Tariq need to damn sit down somewhere.
I
I'm
heard.
telling you, boy. Man, especially and that'll segue us in here, man. I be seeing people post, "Hey, did you join that group I invited you in, that Snowfall group?"
Yeah, the Snowfall group, yeah.
Man, listen. Man, they be putting
They
pictures
had
up.
that poll up.
They'll have like Tariq on one side and have Franklin Saint on the other side. Like, man,
Yeah,
if y'all don't get the fuck out of here, man.
I'm definitely rolling with Franklin Saint.
I'm definitely going with Saint. Like, man, get Tariq the hell up out of here, man.
Yeah.
Tariq had way too many close calls, man. But yo, man, we got so much.
That nigga daddy didn't even like him.
Man, that nigga shot his daddy, man. What you
Is that what happened,
man?
bro?
Yeah, man, he killed Ghost, man.
Oh my god. Okay, so listen, I remember when this shit happened, right? And I remember like every podcast I was listening to, that's all they'll talk about, like, man, I can't believe they shot Ghost, man. Ghost finally died. So I'm like, man, for all this shit that they'll talk about this nigga in on this show, like, he awfully seemed to get clapped awfully quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on the last episode or whatever, or not the last episode, it was the mid-season finale or something like that. He got clapped in the last season. That's what it was. And I'm sitting here like, you mean to tell me he got clapped in the last season?
It was the second to last. Well, yeah, it was no. Yeah, you're right.
See,
it's the last season, and then they started Power Book 2, Ghost.
Yeah, see.
No, it was the last episode of the season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I was just like, nah, man, I'm not convinced. You know what I'm saying? And then like I see like little clips people will post up. It just don't look like, I don't know, man. Like it was some stuff that I was hearing about it that everybody was just raving about, like, oh man, it's so good. And then like the clips that I see people post, it's just like, bro, I'm just not interested.
Man, I mean, you listen to Joe Budden, so I mean, you pretty much got an outline of the show, you know, from when because they used to talk about it like we do in Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, it was a good show. I wouldn't criticize it the way that they did when it was like, because they would even get down to criticizing the writing to the point, man, there's never no parking in Dykeman. What the hell is wrong with the Courtney? I'm like, yo, really, man? Y'all really? I mean, y'all really talking about the parking, man?
On some real shit, I feel him though. I feel him 100%. Like anytime I see a movie or like anything like that, that's like what's the one movie that they had? Super 8. You remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember Super 8.
Okay, so basically that movie was supposed to be the setting of that movie where they was at the location was supposed to be outside of Dayton. Because they was leaving right past Air Force Base. So when all this shit was supposedly happening, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's these kids that was doing all that. And I'm like, bro, outside of Dayton don't look like that. There's no town nowhere outside of Dayton that looks like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the outside of Dayton. I've been on the outside of Dayton multiple times. There's no place that would ever look like that. Like, outside of Dayton is cornfields. So I know for a fact that town could have never existed. So I was just like, I feel them though.
Man, hey, they gotta do stuff like that, man. I guess I never really looked like that far into it. Like my criticisms of Power, it didn't have nothing to do with, you know, Tommy always finding a parking spot. It was more of like towards the end when him and Tommy was beefing, they had plenty opportunities to kill each other, but like it would always be like something to keep the story going, and you're like, come on, man, ain't no way to have, like, it's one of those type of shits. Like,
well, it's already non-believable because New Yorkers don't drive.
Well, the only person who drove really was Tommy.
That's what I'm saying.
Ghost,
real New
most of
Yorkers
the time,
don't drive.
most of the time, you know, he had Ghost had a driver. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to, you know, get a cab and shit. Yeah,
I'm gonna say it's either you getting a driver or a cab. That's all I hear about people talk about New York. You walk everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, that was my thing. But yeah, we went on a little tangent, man. But yeah, that's another thing, y'all. You know, I'm not. No, never mind. I was gonna say something. Y'all need to follow the VA Podcast Watch Group page. I was about to say something else. That's where you need to be. But yo, we got, man, it's so much stuff to touch on today, man. I did the same thing you did. I rewatched it, you know, before we got started, as soon as I got off. And Dude, this episode, man, episode 4 was
Crazy.
so dope, man. So let's start, with what I was talking about at the end of the last episode we did. So the lunch, they had the lunch, and
You was on point with that one, boy. You
oh
was
yeah, I
on
was on
point with
point.
that one. Yeah.
Knew that lunch was coming. I knew that lunch was
Yeah.
coming. But this is my thing I want to ask you though, cause see, so they had this country
Yeah, the
club.
country club.
You know what I'm saying? So they at this country club, kid come up, he tell the kid, I'm coming to your graduation, all this type shit. So, so Paul Davis, he had a great analogy, you know what I'm saying, when he said this shit. And he was saying, when he was like, y'all got done what I need to get done, and Franklin was like, what else did you expect type of thing. And then so Paul Davis like, so let's say I get this Rolls Royce for $1,000. He was like, I know the deal is too good to be true, but I get pulled over and I could either spend the rest of my time in jail or I could give you up, all this type shit, right? So she starts explaining to him like how their money work, where their money started, how it works, and how it disappears. So this is my thing I wanted to ask you about that scene was Franklin, the looks on his face, how he was looking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, I don't know if he was just looking around because he was out of his element, but what did you take of, like, because I was really looking at his facial expressions, like, while he was sitting there. Like, what do you think was going on in Franklin's head? Like, because it seems like he was kind of, like, uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't necessarily call it uncomfortable. I think he more so, especially when he seen the kid who was the waiter, I think that he seen himself in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Him talking about school, talking about, the dude was saying he's gonna be at his graduation, blah blah blah. Like that was, remember, at a point in time, that was who Franklin was. You know what I'm saying? Franklin was the kid that was in school and he was doing good and shit like that. So I think with him, when he was looking around and kind of, scoping out the place, looking at people and shit like that, I think the interesting part about the whole thing was that everybody in that country club was black. You know what I'm saying? Him being from the hood, and remember when he was first, when we in the first couple seasons, he was going up to his friend's house. I think the parents was like porn directors or something shit like that. I forgot who the white dude that he was at his house all the time. And when he was selling them the weed and shit. But he was going up to his friend's house, and he was seeing that shit all the time at their house. But then remember, he come back across the way, back home, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's bullshit. And I mean, they didn't really necessarily live in a bad area, but it was still like, you know what I'm saying, the access that dude had, Franklin didn't have that. So I think that him being around these type of people in a quote unquote high society, like he kind of seen like, damn, so you mean to tell me like you motherfuckers is out here all alone and you know what I'm saying, y'all just, you know what I'm saying, letting the shit slide past, like, we out here struggling to eat and y'all motherfuckers just sitting there kicking it. And I think it made he made it a point, you know what I'm saying, when he was talking to his mom afterwards. And, she was basically, he was telling her like, yo, you know what I'm saying, we doing everything we said we was going to do. He was like, you know what I'm saying, we got affordable housing, you know what I'm saying, we giving out loans to people, you know what I'm saying, that to make the community better, you know what I'm saying, we got black owned businesses. And then, you know what I'm saying, we basically taking all that and we, you know what I'm saying, we about to start putting an end to fucking years of systemic racism. He was like, you know what I'm saying, like, what do you want? And she, you know what I'm saying, but I think when he had said that, like, that's what he was looking at. He was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, not too long ago, I was laying on the floor shot. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hood and then I turned around, but I'm sitting here in the suit in the goddamn country club. You know what I'm saying? So I think that him seeing that environment, it really kind of opened his eyes as to what his next moves are going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's going to, his outlook on life from now on. Because remember, like he went to go get a nice house because Reed was telling him like, yo, like, don't you want to get a house and You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't his decision. It was something that somebody else was telling him. So now that he see that it's other people that look like him that actually live like that, I think we're gonna start seeing a change in the way he's starting to live. I think we're gonna see a change in, you know what I'm saying, his mannerisms, the way he carry himself now. Like, it's gonna be a different Franklin Saint in these few episodes that's coming.
I agree with you, but I think what the change is though, well, to combo with what you were saying was when him and his mom had the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, we're doing everything we said, but you still avoiding the one thing that you promised,
Right.
and that was getting out the game. And this is our main focus. Our main focus is going to be like real estate and all of this type stuff."
Yeah.
So he's like, like what the fuck you want from me? And she was like, he was like, "What you want, a date?" And she was like, "I think under these circumstances, I think that that's the least you can do."
Yeah.
So that right there, you know what I'm saying, put his head like, "Yo, let me sit down with Reed."
Mm-hmm.
So then he sits down with Reed, and so he asked Reed like, "How much longer you think this stuff is gonna go on?" And where they at?
I think there's a
Was it
Louis.
Nicaragua?
Yeah, he was
Um,
talking about Nicaragua. Yeah.
yeah. So he was like, "How much longer you think it's gonna happen?" And so Reed is like, because Reed was asking him, why did you pick this place? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And and so he was like, I figured that we can come somewhere like here to have a civilized conversation. He was like, "Is this like a breakup thing? It's not you, it's me." So
Yeah.
Reed thought he was about to bow out.
Yeah.
And he is in, well, he was trying to see like how much longer you think it's going to happen, because I need to have my way out and know when this train is going to stop. And so
Mm-hmm.
Reed, I mean, this is my thing with Reed, right? I think Reed is being honest.
Yeah.
I don't think Reed have, like, if this is a situation where the government is like, okay, so we're using these people to push these drugs, and then as soon as we don't need them to push the drugs, we locking them up. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Reed wants Franklin to get locked up at the end of this.
Right.
So I think Reed is actually being honest. And like he told him, like, they're trying to catch a fastball with your teeth. So he was like, there's no way to really give you that thing. But he was like, but what you could do is basically double what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you double what you're doing, then I mean, I don't think that really, I don't really know how much that really solves, but that whole meeting, what did you take from it? Because I
Um.
think, my bad, but I think that's where I think the change came with what you said, but I also think is what his mom putting in his head. Let's see if you can get a date, and then we can move from there. And that's why he met with Reed.
Okay. So like, I don't think it was his mom saying the whole date thing. I think that was more so when his mom had said, how much longer do you think this gonna last? Or, I want to make sure that we all get out of this intact. I think that was him really realizing that he kind of took his eye off the prize for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of forgot what the circumstances were. So at this point, he looking at it like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting all this shit in from the CIA. Well, I ain't never stopped to think about, well, what if these motherfuckers stop? Or what if these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, so-called win this war? Then what we gonna do? How the fuck we gonna get this in? Or, you know what I'm saying, how we gonna continue to make money? And so I think that conversation that he had with Reed, he was more so thinking, you know what I'm saying, the way that Franklin thinks. He was thinking long term. He was thinking, you know what I'm saying, 10 steps ahead. Like, okay, I need to make sure I'm getting a foot on this. That way, when some shit do happen and all of this shit ends, then I'm going, you know what I'm saying, we going to be okay. My people going to be all right. Because, you know what I'm saying, we see that Reed is actually going through it right now. He went to Ivy, and Ivy was like, you know what I'm saying, Hezbollah, stop y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? They say that they didn't get no payment. The other guy said that they got payment and they got withdrawn. So we don't know what's going on. And you got to remember, at the time, this is in what, the 80s, this is around the time that, you know what I'm saying, Oliver North, Contra, and all that shit is going on. So, no, it's the 70s, 80s, right?
Well, no, I think it's the 80s. I don't think it was in the 70s.
Because the 70s is okay. So yeah, like the 70s, it was over with by the time. Because I think like the first couple seasons was the 70s, but or like the late 70s. But you know what I'm saying? Like now, you know, it's starting to dawn on Franklin that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit is changing. You know what I'm saying? He not the only one getting this shit in now. He ain't the only one who able to, you know what I'm saying, cook this shit now. Like he actually got other competition around. The only difference is that he getting this shit cheaper and he getting this shit better. Outside of that, it's like, you know what I'm saying, everybody got the shit at this point. Like you know what I'm saying, remember at the one episode, I think it was episode 2, dude was talking to Leon, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I called my cousin, I think he got to connect. Like, so we see that, you know what I'm saying, now it's other people bringing this shit in. And, you know, with him being technically kind of at the forefront of all of this and, you know, being directly linked with the CIA, you know what I'm saying, having that sort of protection and then at the same time having that sort of pendulum swinging over him, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at any moment, this shit could get low and it could kill you, or this shit could just keep swinging and then, you know what I'm saying, you'll basically be good. Can't nobody fuck with you. And we kind of see that with, you know what I'm saying, the whole Irene situation. You know what I'm saying? She trying to find all this shit out about Franklin and all this other shit. But, you know what I'm saying, the cops is telling her, well, you know, you might want to stay away from this because, you know what I'm saying, all of this shit just disappeared out of nowhere. And then, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk about what happened with her snitch ass later. But yeah, I mean, that to me, that was just basically him, you know what I'm saying, thinking and getting back to, you know what I'm saying, what he usually does. You know, like if you watch this show enough, like you see how, you know what I'm saying, how calculated this kid is. Like, dude is a very smart individual and he's always, you know what I'm saying, thinking ahead. So I think that was showing us how, you know what I'm saying, he kind of slipped a little bit, but now he's about to get back on that train of constantly, you know what I'm saying, staying ahead of the game. And we kind of see that in this episode too.
Yeah, man. And so let's go to so we got a Scully sighting. You know what I'm saying? Scully was waiting outside. I'm guessing Scully had some people following Leon around, or at least knew where Leon liked to eat at. So we get the Scully sighting, but you know, it started out with Wanda. You know, we were wrong on Wanda. At the time, we were wrong.
I don't know.
Hold up, though. I'm talking about right now, before this event happened. Yeah, because right now, she saw the tube, and now this bitch trying to sell the tube.
Yeah, she's trying to sell that motherfucker. But I still think, like I told you, I still think that tube is what led her to this situation that's going to get her cleaned up.
In a way. And like, so she sees Leon, and she asks Leon, you know,
did you want to buy?
Do you want to buy too?
That's some crackhead shit to say. Too. That's why I tell you. That's why this show is so good, bro. Because that's some shit a crackhead will fucking do. Like, who wants to buy a tube? Who out here is buying tea? Like, come on, fam. You know good and goddamn well I don't want no fucking tube. Yeah, because it got a silver cap in it. Bitch, you don't get this shit out of my face. Come on, man.
Hey, so Leon down, you know what I'm saying, give us some cash, and she tried to hand him the tooth. He just keeps walking. So like they ordering their food. So they order their food, Scully roll around, and she sees them. So basically she saves Leon and his guy's life and took a bullet for them. You know what I'm saying? A bullet or two for saving their life. So Wanda ended up going to the hospital. And like this is that opportunity to get clean because, you know what I'm saying, because she's gonna have to detox and all this type shit. And, you know, Leon, this is the weird thing. Okay. So they get a beat from Saint. Saint shows up. Ashley, and this is the thing about Leon. Leon remind me of this dude I went to school with, right? He was like one of those dudes where it's like he he had like this real bad attitude, right?
Yeah.
And like he really didn't know how to like really communicate. And it's like, but he's one of those dudes. If you don't know him, you would think he's being smart. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he just like had these smart remarks. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
like Leon, he reminds me of him because like he goes up to him like, hey, how's Wanda? You know, he's concerned. He was like, she in surgery. I ain't no surgeon, so I don't know. Like, was that shit fucking necessary, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so
man. He's
then
still
he's
mad.
like,
He's
look,
still mad at Saint, man.
man, listen. So then he's like, so he tells him to come over and he's like, yo, I know you want to hit back. Let's hit back together. And he's like, yo, like you did the last time. He was like, this shit didn't go
Yeah.
well the last time. So he was like, man, and he's like, it's because of you. He's coming my way anyway. And so he's asking about helping, and he's basically like, yo, I don't want your help.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, cause there anything else? And he told him good luck. So this motherfucker comes up with the idea to get a private investigator.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? And get this dude. I mean, it is smart, but it's also getting some people involved that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the conversations that they was having around this dude,
Mm-hmm.
like eventually this dude knew the information that he was giving up. Okay, so with all this is a loaded question. So with all of this going on, but you being the private investigator,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you ain't dumb. You see what's going on.
Right.
So you basically gave this man the locations of where this man is going to be for 187. How would you feel being that guy that gives him the information to do that shit? Or are you just like, I got paid for doing the job?
Man, listen, I'd have felt no type of way. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that stack of cash that Leon put on that goddamn table? Nigga.
I seen it.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, after I do my research and find out who this nigga really is, he's doing the world a favor. Get that motherfucker off the streets. You know what I'm saying? Get that man up out of here. That's fine. If you need anybody else, come see me, brother. You know I do good work. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep this going. Now he could go ahead and let his mom retire and get a real secretary. You know what I'm saying? And he don't got to worry about her taking lunch at that goddamn 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's like, he said it's 10:30, Mom.
He said, "Wait a minute, you work with your mom? No, my mom works with me." Man, shut up. That shit was funny as hell, man. But nah, I wouldn't have felt no type of way, man. I mean, he had a job to do. He did it. I don't think it was any worse than what, you know what I'm saying, the cop that Franklin Pay does, or, you know what I'm saying, what Reed is doing. You know what I'm saying? He had a service that he could provide. He went and provided that service. He did the job he had to do. He got paid for it. Made some money. Like, yeah, fuck it. And I mean, shit. This motherfucker really just tried to kill Leon, bro. Like, yeah, I don't like Scully's character. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I've never been a fan of, like, especially with like shows or movies like this, where, you know what I'm saying, like, you got all these dudes that's making all this money and getting all this motherfucking paper, bro, and getting it in the easiest way possible. And then you got that one motherfucker that's just a high head, bro, that just can fuck everything up. I hate them characters, man. I hate when they have characters like that. Cause it's like, man, if this motherfucker just, you know what I'm saying, like, we seen it saved his life the one time. But like he getting high and shit at the wrong times. Like, no, he get high and then he turn around, and next thing you know what I'm saying, we all fucked up. Everybody get indicted. All because he wanted to get high before a good deal or some shit like that. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Scully's character. I'm a fan of DeAndre Bonds. DeAndre Bonds is a great actor, bro. He played the hell out of Scully though. That shit was funny as hell when he was like, they were sitting at the table and he was like, man, that shit'll never motherfucking work. That's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. A banana in a tailpipe. And then them niggas was like, shit, you trying to go get some bananas and try that shit? And just like that, he just started busting out laughing like, but these niggas is goofy. But you could see, you know what I'm saying, like, the character he playing is, like, around his people, he a cool dude. But you could tell, like, just like that, you know what I'm saying, he a gangster, he'll turn it on, and it'll never be no issues with that. So I think DeAndre Bonds plays that character very well. Like he really puts like effort into that character, bro. He make that character like a fucking menace, man. Like when he dug out that fucking bullet and he was sitting there breathing heavy and shit, sweaty and bloody, and he was like, "I want Franklin Saint, go get." I was like, "Yo, that is acting." Like he does a great job at playing Scully, but as that private eye, I wouldn't have given a fuck.
Nah, I feel you. So then, let's stay around that area. So then you got my man that paid. I thought this was funny. So my man paged Leon them, and so they shows up at the hospital. He was like, "What room she in? So can I go see her?" He was like, "Nah, you can't see her." He's like, "What the fuck you paid me for?" He said, "Man, I paid you to tell you that she was out of surgery." He was like, "I didn't tell y'all to show up." And so, then he's like, and he telling him the stuff about, they probably like soon as she, able to pee up by herself, they gonna, ship her out. So this mom tries to give money to a damn nurse, so she just turns around. He's like, "Man, what the fuck?" Yeah, he's like, "Man, what the fuck?" He's like, "What was that?" He's like, "Man, you can't give money to a nurse." And then big dude finally said one smart thing. He said, "Man, let's go down the building." He's like, "Man, they can help us there." So that's the only damn smart thing he said. So they able to go to the building and keep her there. And then, he goes sees Wanda, and the lady trying to give her a shot. Wanda thinks she bullshitting and she's not really a nurse. And Leon's like, "Yo, this woman's trying to help you flush that stuff out your system." And then this is something we spoke about last night, and I wanted to you elaborate that on here. Was he told her, like, once you get clean, I want you to stay the fuck out of my life. He was like, "I don't want to see you again." And so then he's getting ready to walk away. Wanda asked him, "Could you stay?" She's like, "Ain't nobody else coming. Could you just stay the night with me?" And he did. So elaborate to the people what you were saying last night about that scene.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that him saying that, like, I ain't gonna never want to see you again and none of that shit. Like, to me, it seemed like Leon hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been his character so far. Like he's still beefing with Oso. You know what I'm saying? He's still kind of beefing with Louis. He's still beefing with Franklin. So you know what I'm saying? Like in that scene, he tried to beef with Wanda, but we know you know what I'm saying, in the beginning when he gave her the money. You know what I'm saying? When when he hooked her up there one time and she saw him leaving out the house, like. We know he still got that soft spot for her. So, you know what I'm saying? Him saying, like, "I don't want to see you again," and he about to leave, and then she just like, "Yo, ain't nobody else coming." And then when he sat back down, that just lets you know, like, yo, he really still love her. Like, there's still some kind of connection there. I think that he look at, you know what I'm saying? He look at her, like, at the point, you know what I'm saying, she a junkie, but at the same time, like, I think once she get cleaned up and everything else, like they gonna link back up because it's too much of that, it's too much give with that relationship. Like anytime she want him to do something or anytime, you know what I'm saying, she say something or they cross each other's paths or whatever, it's always him doing something for her, him looking out for her. Like he still has that love for her. So I think that, you know what I'm saying, he said that, but I don't think he meant that at all. I think if anything, he kind of looked at it like, in a way, like really he really the reason she in that bed in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like with her smoking it, you know what I'm saying? Because she was with him and all that shit first. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a little bit of guilt also mixed with, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I was really about to marry you. We was about to really live a life together. Because remember, he had bought a house and everything. And she was living in the house with him and all that. Like, so I think that's, you know what I'm saying, that love is still there for one.
Yeah, understandable, because one is that one girl, like that he fell for, like that was his true love, and then for her to fall to the shit that he's selling, like you said, he feels partially responsible for Wanda even being in that situation in the first place, and then he feels partially responsible for her even getting hit once or twice when Scully and them came, you know what I'm saying, came at her. So you know what I'm saying, let's flip over to, you know what I'm saying, to Irene. So, you know what I'm saying, Irene, on the phones all day, can't get shit. Can't get nothing. Her and a dude fell asleep on the desk. They can't find nothing.
And
so she goes into her boss. You know what I'm saying? He a straight up sucker, man. I don't like that dude just because it's just like, I mean, I know there's some shit that you have to do to, you know what I'm saying, to advance in your career, but it's just like, man, come on, man, that's some sucker shit. But so she goes to boss lady. Boss lady give her some advice. So she wanted to go try to take the angle of going at Franklin's dad again.
Mm-hmm.
So then I like how they threw in that little situation because you also got to give us of like what else is happening in the neighborhood as far as, you know, this teenager sends his dad out to get the baby some diapers, and my man give the money up. Now sold the, you know what I'm saying, the diaper money for a hit.
Smoked it.
So
he done
smoked it. Yeah, so you know, Franklin's dad is like, yo, I'll buy the diapers. Y'all get something to eat. Nah. So she comes up, and what she fucked up at was.
Now, real quick, I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to know your thoughts on this scene. Go ahead.
Okay, and so where she fucked up at was, she mentioned his wife. And he's like, I never mentioned a wife to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, and I haven't worn my ring. I haven't worn my ring since I've been sobered up. And she was like, okay, well, I looked you up and all this type of stuff. And he was like, you know, when the reporter's lying, when her mouth is moving. Ooh. So he was like, you ain't gonna get no more stories on me or nothing like that. So that was a dead end street for her. So I feel like you got something on this before I get to other things. So what you wanted to ask me?
So in that moment, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he already knew she was lying, because I think he had, right after he had said that, like when they were saying that, because remember he had mentioned something about, she says that she knew somebody or something like that from the Panthers or something, and he had brought that back up, like, you know what I'm saying, basically telling her like, yeah, you was lying, because I think it was the Fred Hampton thing where she was like where he was like something about Fred Hampton being in Chicago or something, or she met somebody on some campus or some shit like that. And basically that person was basically not at the campus, and that's what he was trying to say. So do you know what I'm saying, do you think that he realized, or he has realized what's going on? And also with, you know what I'm saying, the turmoil that happened before that, you know what I'm saying, he kind of dealing with, you know what I'm saying, a lot right now. Like he dealing with the whole situation of, you know what I'm saying, Franklin and Sissy doing what they doing, and he trying to make sure that they setting shit straight. But he also kind of mad because, you know what I'm saying, how they did the deal, or how the deal went through with them in the beginning. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying, dealing with this reporter who keeps just popping up. How do you look at all of that went on, and also how do you look at the scene that had just happened?
I mean, the one thing, as far as like we see his frustration with Sissy, because they had the little sit down, and he was like, I'm guessing that dinner went well. He was like, did y'all toast to the such and such? You know what I'm saying? Like being funny. You know what I'm saying? And so she's like, well, he said something, and he said she's a snake. And she was like, well, maybe he used to be, but now he's a good businessman. And he was like, so what happens when that snake try to bite you? And I love Sissy's response, because she was like, I'm gonna cut the head off of that snake and then go to the next one. So he didn't even have a response for that. And like, so to see, he seems to be, if like, of all links, there's always a weak link. I hate to say it, but he's the weakest link. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think far it's looking like that.
So far. Now, what I mean by that is, I mean, like when he's not a dumb link, because like you said, he realized that she was lying, and he knew that the reporter was trying to use him to get it in on Saint. I think he knows that now, especially now, he knows this has to do with my son. This lady is coming around here because she's trying to get information on my son, and she's trying to get it through me. So he's smart enough to realize that. But as far as that scene, that other thing that you meant, were you meaning like the the crackhead being addicted to that.
Well, no, I
Like
mean
that's
just
what
like
you mean?
it seemed like every time we see Irene in the rehab shelter, it's like it's always a situation that's popped up, right? So it's like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying, the first time it was with the cop. The second time, you know what I'm saying, he's actually dealing with, you know what I'm saying, an addict and, you know what I'm saying, his son and his family or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying, he basically dealing with something every time she pops up. So now that we, you know what I'm saying, like you kind of see that agitation a little bit, like, goddamn, like, I'm trying to deal with all this shit and then you just keep popping up. Like, what do you think about that situation?
So are you saying like that he's like thinking that anytime some chaotic shit can happen, you pop up?
Well, no, I was bringing that up just to say, like, you know what I'm saying, this conversation that they just had, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of
Oh,
sense that agitation in his voice. Like, you can kind of sense that, you know, not even just the fact that he kind of finding out who, you know what I'm saying, what she really doing. It's just like, you know, you know what I'm saying, just like every time something is going wrong, here she is. And I'm not saying that she's
yeah,
causing it. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, he can't even get a breather before she pop up and just get to talking to him after some shit happens. So, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, like, where do you think this leads that relationship, and where do you think this leads um her investigation going forward, I guess I say.
Well, we know she got some new information that didn't have
Right,
anything to do with him. I think that
right.
she thought that she was at when he shut her down. I
Mm-hmm.
think that she felt that her investigation was really coming to an end. Like it was coming to a
Yeah,
close. Like she wasn't able to
yeah.
get any more information. But as far as like Mr. Saint or whatever, like I think that with him, like yeah, he's dealing with a lot because a lot of the things that's going on, like you said, he disagrees with. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's not really with a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I think he feels unheard and probably unappreciated as
Right.
well. Because, you know, the things that he's dealing with, like basically, I think that some of his resentment is from the stuff that's being pushed in the neighborhood is being pushed by his son. And his
Mm-hmm.
mom is helping him to try to clean the money. And he is dealing with the ramifications of the doped out people, the homeless people.
Right.
So he's getting the worst end of it because he's seeing how it's really affecting the
That's a
neighborhood.
good point. Damn, that's a
And
good point.
yeah, so I think that that's another stress level that he has as well. And he don't really have anywhere to, you know what I'm saying, release that frustration.
Right.
So I think that that's another factor that goes along with that. And to put a button on the Irene thing, Irene goes home
Mm-hmm.
and there's a dude just sitting there. And it was the dude that she was trying to find, well, one of the people that she was trying to find.
Yeah.
And he hit her with the whole thing of like, yo, you going after Franklin Saint. This ain't even, I mean, compared to the story that I got for you, this ain't shit.
He
Like,
basically came in and
he
said
get
this shit is bigger than Nino Brown.
exactly.
Yeah.
And look, and Nino Brown did the same thing. My guy, you got to remember, Nino was like, y'all think I'm the issue, and he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about what ain't no Uzis made in Harlem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he was like, and he said that what a poppy fields. He's like, we don't have no poppy
Mm-hmm.
fields here. So this stuff is being brought in by the government. So now he gives Irene the biggest story she's ever seen in her life by
Right.
saying that this is the CIA bringing drugs into the country. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you think happens with her? Not investigation, but what you think happens to her story now?
You already know what I think. Click, clack, pow. Irene down. Time to kill this bitch, bro. I
Hey,
can't wait. Hey, I've never wanted a character to die
man.
so much, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I never wanted
Hey,
a fucking
hold
character
up,
to die so bad, bro.
hold up. Hold on, let me make sure. Hold on, let me make sure. Because from what you just did, maybe I don't know if the listeners caught on to it. I think I did though. I think I
Yeah.
did. So that is wait, what was his name in that? That was Young Caesar's song Click Clack Pow Officer Down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
get rich or die trying, people. If you didn't
Yeah.
get it, That's what that was.
Yeah.
Get rich or die trying.
Listen,
Okay,
click,
okay.
clack, pow. Irene down. Time to kill this bitch, man. I can't stand her character. I hate this goddamn reporter lady, bro. What do you? Why? How did you even sniff across this shit? Like, what does this have to do with you? Talking about, I see that all this stuff happening in my community. Bitch, you ain't lived there in years. I don't hear that bullshit. This is your fucking community. Get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit, man. It's always a motherfucker like this snooping around that fuck everything up. And then next thing you know, Franklin, he done had his motherfucking way up out of here. He done fucking did some shit that got the CIA caught, and her stupid ass gonna blow the fucking cover. Now the CIA get a hold of it. And then next thing you know, they kill her off and they cover everything up, back to doing what they're doing, all because she couldn't sit her monkey ass down somewhere. She done went up and dug up Mel. So now we know Mel's still alive and she doing good. Ain't no telling what she gonna be up to. Ain't no telling what she gonna do. She might have got PTSD and start smoking again. We don't know. We ain't seen her. You know what I'm saying? She just fucking shit up, man. Get this bitch out the show. Kill her.
Dude, the way her eyes lit up, that just told me right there, she's a dead woman walking. Because she's so caught up in, like, dude, Irene reminds me of like a TMZ paparazzi person, dude.
Oh
like,
my God.
like her, like she just lit up, and it's like she would do anything to get ahead, and she do not realize the ramifications that's gonna go along with if you even attempt to print this damn story. Now, I wonder, is she gonna go to her boss and show it to her, and her boss gonna be like, "Yo, shut this shit down,"
I hope so.
Because this is the thing. If she prints the story, even if Irene tries, that whole place of whatever the post or wherever the hell she works, that whole place is gonna be suspect.
That's gonna be shut down. Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, she try to do some shit with Reed and also, and you know what I'm saying, they come through like they got old boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and that's another person we skipped, because I was about to get to the expand shit real quick, but no, let's go back. So my guy, man, what's my dude name? So anyway, Reed meet, like you mentioned a little bit, you know, he met with Javi and they see that the money was transferred and it was deposited and the shit didn't happen. But old dude went to go see, I'm guessing this would be, what would she be to him? Well, anyway, we was wrong on one thing. They didn't take the kids. The officers, they didn't take the kid. The kids, I'm guessing they were spending time with their auntie, and that's when the police came and killed them and put the $100,000 on the floor. So the sister got the kids, and so my man went over there. You know what I'm saying? Dropped the band on her, and she's like, "Yo, like, I'm not like I'm supposed to put my life on hold to raise my sister's kids. That's not what I had in you know."
Yo, that was so fucked up, bro. That was so fucked up, man. Like,
what, to drop the bands on her?
Nah, when she said that shit, like, damn, like, it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you just gonna be struggling. You know who this nigga is. You know what he capable of. You know what I'm saying, he gonna look out for you. Like, it ain't like you gonna be fucked up. Yo, like, take care of your goddamn family, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you put it that way and in the tone that she said it, because she's like, "Yo, I want to be free out here. I ain't got no kids." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like, you know, you resent. Like, think about it, like your sister, like, they parents were murdered. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting here being selfish and you thinking about yourself. And then not only like you said, like, I'm giving you, you know what I'm saying, ain't no telling how much money was in there. You know what I'm saying? She probably ain't gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Man. This dude is basically taking care of everything, but she wants him. But this is the thing. She's trying to say, yo, these kids want to see you. They want your time and they don't want your money. But she took a deep breath, and we know she snatched that money when he walked out.
Oh, she definitely snatched that money.
Oh yeah, man. So I like how they gave us the answer of what happened to the kids, because we didn't know what happened to the kids.
Right.
But so that was really good to put that in the script that the kids are okay. The cops didn't have nothing to do with it. They just happened not to be at home that day, which was a great thing for them not to be there. So after the sit down Saint Franklin had with Reed, he goes back to the club talking to Auntie, my one dude, the driver dude, and you know what I'm saying, Jerome, about expanding. And that's when they told us how, you know, Franklin's like, yo, we can't do New York. New York is already taken over. Chicago's already taken over. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know, ask Auntie what we should do. And Jerome ain't with it. Jerome's like, yo, we need to handle this situation we got now. We need to get less. We need to tell Reed to get less work so we can, you know, finish the stuff with Man Boy and Scully. And he don't know that Franklin already talked to Reed, and Reed is going to double what we doing. So he's like, yo, we're not scaling back. So he asked Auntie, you know, what else can we do? And she was like, maybe we should go smaller market. And she was like, and I thought it was so funny because this is all I could think of. This is how crazy I am. She's like, I got a friend that's in Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas. Like, maybe we can start there. So Franklin's like, yo, you know, we'll do the same thing we did here, give it to him for free. Then, no. Well, that made me think of, that's where the Chamber Brothers are from. Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I was like, I said, man, I wonder if they trying to say that's how the Chamber Brothers got started. But it's not, because the Chamber Brothers, they didn't really start like really selling crack like that until they was in Detroit. They had moved from Little Rock to go to Detroit. So, but my dumb ass, that's just what I thought about was the Chamber Brothers was from Little Rock, Arkansas. But like, what do you think about them trying to expand and just get out of California?
I don't think that they're trying to get out of California. I think that
I don't mean it that way. I mean to get their product out of just California.
Yeah. Okay. I think, like I said, man, I think this is where we see Franklin getting back to, you know what I'm saying, his usual self. He's thinking 3, 4, 10 steps ahead. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying, if shit fuck up here, we still got other places to go, make sure money's still flowing in, and then we could always fix what's here. You know what I'm saying? Where they at is going to be you know what I'm saying, LA is going to always be the place. But now, you know what I'm saying, getting into other places and distributing other places, that's going to be more money coming in. Like you said, you double it. Well, the only way to double it, like, you know what I'm saying, he said, is to expand it. And so, I mean, I feel what Jerome is saying, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be doing that kind of deal when you already looking over your shoulder. But at the same time, you got to realize that's getting them, you know what I'm saying, that's getting them out of harm's way right now. You know what I'm saying? We might see Peaches come back. You know what I'm saying? Because they made a mention of Peaches. So I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you only got, you know what I'm saying, so much territory where you at, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, you getting your shit wholesale, you getting it for the lows, and you got the best product. Why not take that shit out in other places where you know it's not at? You gotta, you know what I'm saying, keep that consumer base and continue getting that. I mean, keep that consumer base growing and continue getting that money. This, to me, it seems like the best option. And not only that, this also gives the show a new, you know what I'm saying, like a new opening. So now if some shit happens, you know what I'm saying, we might see Franklin in Arkansas, or we might see Franklin in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might see Franklin in other places now, outside of just being in LA, you know what I'm saying, with the situation going on.
All right, so let me play devil's advocate here, man. And that's only because I've seen so many damn, I guess, crack stories or whatever.
Right.
Is the other thing that opens up with doing that. And so, like, one thing that the auntie said was, we have less risk because we're not there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if the friend get caught, are they snitching? You see what I'm saying? Now you're getting outside of the family. You see what I'm saying? Because more than likely, if somebody in that tight group gets hung up, they're most likely not going to snitch. Now you just got a friend that you used to fuck with, and if they get caught with all that work, they're going to ask where you got that work from. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see, you also gotta look at it like this too. Like, we've seen that situation happen over and over again by this time in this show. So we know that so far so good, but I don't think that Louis would ever, you know what I'm saying, bring somebody in that she don't trust like that. And you also gotta remember too, is that Louis ain't like she not no square, you know what I'm saying? Like she from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Remember, she just killed her ex-girl who was, you know what I'm saying, doing all the numbers and all that shit too. So she probably got some connections that we don't know nothing about yet. And then the people that she talking about, we don't even know who she talking about yet. These motherfuckers might be the real deal. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we might end up seeing some shit that might be a spinoff or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? I think that coming from her, and I think that's why he actually asked her what we do next. Because to me, I feel like she is the second in command. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's basically the right-hand man of this whole operation. Without her, it's a lot of shit that don't get done. So I think that she is a lot more connected than what we've seen so far. And even though she's had some pretty high connections, but I think she got a lot more up her sleeve.
I feel you. I feel you. So, what do you think of the driver quitting, man? Because I thought that, you know, his. I don't want to call it. I don't want to call it his pride kicking in, and like, because the thing is, like, to've gone as far as you've gone to this point, like, there's already blood on your hands. But he's looking at it like, yo, there's a line that you draw in the sand, and he was like, and this is where I draw mine. He was like, you know, bloodshed in the war is different from bloodshed back at home and all this type stuff. And Franklin tries to say, I'll double your pay and just don't leave right now. And he was just like, I'm sorry, sir. He was like, yeah, I can't do it. So what are your thoughts on the driver and bodyguard leaving now?
I don't know, man. That was a little weird for me. You know what I'm saying? I think that we gonna kind of find out that maybe he was like an informant or something, because he was like just too eager to get up out of there, like, you know what I mean, like just out of the blue, like, you know, that's because I feel like if he was to be in that mind space, I feel like that mind space should have came after the shootout. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that should have happened after the shootout. But now to say, like, after everything that's going on or whatever and dealing with what they dealing with, like, there's no way, like, you that concerned out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, it never showed that it was eating at you or anything like that. You just, out of the blue, just was like, yo, I'm done. So now, I don't know. It's something about that don't sit right with me.
Yeah, because the thing is, because you brought up a good point, because the other thing is, he made a face when they said something about expanding. But he says bloodshed.
Exactly.
That expansion ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, fighting over turf. This is just, you know, having our work in this neighborhood, and we taking it across the country. So that don't have nothing to do with bloodshed. So I thought that was a little fishy as well.
That was odd as hell.
Yeah, man. So we got to get to it, man. You know, the only thing we spoke about.
Oh,
yo, this was because when the way they introduced it to us was wild. Because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You see my man going with the shaved ice machine. It's like, the fuck?
You know I thought like, they was about to get they shit split by dude, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because the way they was setting it up, I'm like, oh no, not the shaved ice, man. Like, he got the Uzi in that motherfucker. Because remember, he had the tarp over it. So I'm like, man, he about to pull out the Uzi and spray these niggas. But it didn't go down like that, man. They had us on the whirlwind. They did, whirlwind, boy.
Because I didn't know what to think about this man just walking with the shaved ice, man. I'm like, what is going on? And then at the same time, that wasn't even no intersection. Like, why did he just walk out there, dude? Like, there's a fucking car coming. This dude just walks out in the middle of the damn street while there's a car coming. And so they slam on brakes, And what do you know? It's Scully dudes. And then they just sitting there firing shots at each other. You know what I'm saying? And Leon and Bitman did not get hit. They get out the car. Leon just starts spraying, boy, with the Uzi. Gets closer. And when he made the face, even the first time I saw it, like I knew. But number one, I knew it wasn't Scully. But for him to make that face, I was like, Scully got a kid.
That's his daughter.
And damn if it wasn't damn Scully kid, boy.
That's his daughter.
I was like, get the fuck out of here, boy. And it always made me think of what Leon said. It's just like, dude, be careful what you say sometimes. He told Franklin, it's the cost of doing business.
Yep.
Franklin tried to tell him, don't go after Scully. I'll help you with going after Scully. Nah, you want to do everything on your own. You want to be hot-headed. You want to make, you know what I'm saying, quick decisions. And it was just like being there, waiting on Scully to show up. You end up seeing Scully people. You start busting at the car. I mean, you in that situation, you don't have no choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's your life or my life at that point of time of how things happen.
And especially because dude realized who the fuck they was. If they would have just drove past, it would have been no issue. When dude realized who they was, I mean, they did the proper thing. You know what I'm saying? You got it, like you said, this is my life or yours. I'd rather my life, you know what I'm saying, still be here. But this makes this 1,000 times interesting now. Because we already know that, you know what I'm saying, they got at Leon early in the show. You know what I'm saying? We finally seen that, you know what I'm saying, Leon got some get back. Leon actually got a W. But now, you know what I'm saying, Scully kid is gone. Now this is why I say this makes this 1,000 times interesting. Because this is also Man Boy's niece.
Mm-hmm.
And Leon, I mean, you know, Leon and Man Boy kind of got that little beef going.
Kind of my ass. They do.
So now, you know what I'm saying, where does this leave, you know what I'm saying, Man Boy at in this situation? Because, you know, once he found out.
I'm about to see, you stop watching them. You stop watching the previews.
You know, I don't never watch I don't watch the previews. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's hard to do.
Man, listen. So, okay, well, let me get your guess of what you think is going to happen next, and then I'll tell you about the preview and about what I think happened next.
Okay, so I think that Man Boy finds out. I think that now with Scully's daughter dying, that's gonna take him to the edge. So now he really about to get real with the shit. And you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be some tight security needed. But I think that Man Boy and Scully, they about to make a truce. And they gonna go find these niggas. And I also think that after this so-called truce, one of them niggas gonna turn on each other.
Okay. From the preview, I watched the preview. And what happens is, yes, Man Boy does find out, goes to Franklin and tell Franklin, you got a choice to make. Like, either you go handle Leon or you bring Leon to us. Or it's basically either you pick, like they tell, like from the previews, they say you got to pick a side. It's either you give up Leon or you on Leon's side. You see what I'm saying? So, but if you stay on Leon's side, seeing the way it looks, Man Boy and Scully is going to come after you. But if you give Leon up, then we can put a button on all of this shit. So now Franklin is stuck in a situation where now they show the preview of him putting the gun on Leon again, and then they show him, you know what I'm saying, throwing stuff off of his desk. So now he's stuck with this situation of like, yo, Leon is my man. Like he was my right hand before we had this little this little mix up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been cool since little kids, and it's like now you telling me that I got to give this man up. You know what I'm saying? Because he went and made a bad decision that I told him not to make. But
right,
it's about to get really interesting, dude. Like I mean, for this to be episode 5, my guy, like that's coming up. The fact of he has to make a choice of like either I ride with Leon or I give Leon up because of what he did. Yo, it's getting nuts, dude.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying this ride, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is probably some of the best TV since for me, like Blacklist.
I mean, for me, it's a different type of show,
right?
But it's up there with, and I know I'm alone at this, but that's fine. Like it's getting up to Luther for me. Like Luther is one of like the best TV shows I've ever seen, and it's up
good.
there. It's up there with that. Cause see, I like that psychological crime, you know what I'm saying, type shit. Even though, like I said, it's a different kind of show, but like the writing and everything that's being done with this.
And Idris Elba do a good job in that shit too.
Idris Elba killed that shit, man. Like I'm still looking for it. But I mean they put a button on it. He ended up getting arrested, but I still don't think it's over. But yeah, like this show, man, for this to be, I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised if they hit us with a because remember we talked about this before. That's why we kind of got like a list in a list in waiting because we don't know if they're gonna do, you know, a mid-season thing, and then because the way episode 5 is looking from the previews, but they might hit us with a, you know what I'm saying, we'll be back in a month or two or whatever, some type of shit. Because it looks, I mean, for this to be episode 5 coming up, and he has to choose between Leon, and they show him have a sit down with Man Boy. Whoo! But it's getting real, dude. I mean, it's been real. But yeah.
We're gonna see,
crazy.
man. So, next week, you know what I'm saying? For the beginning of March Madness, man, you know what I'm saying? Usually we leave y'all with some hints so y'all can try to guess. I think this one is, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel really a need to do any hints or anything like that. But to commemorate, you know what I'm saying, the first all-black team to ever win the National Basketball Championship, NCAA title, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do Glory Road. We're going to talk about, you know, so just all the shit surrounding that. Then, you know what I'm saying, I think we'll probably end up reflecting a little bit about what's going on in college basketball now as far as how COVID then dealt with sports and everything else. I think it's gonna be a great talk, man. We both are huge sports fanatics. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a real good one. And this is a great movie as well. So, you know what I'm saying, based on the actual, you know what I'm saying, historical event, good cast. You know what I'm saying? It's a little touchy on the you know what I'm saying, on the historic side. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a real good one.
Oh yeah, for sure. This movie is as far as sports movies, like this movie is it's in my list, man. It's high regarded. It's a great story. Even my youngest son loved this movie. We had an idea, but it might not work out. I'll tell you about it. But it's and it's a Walt Disney film. So that's something else that goes along with that, man. But that team, man, they actually changed the name of the school, man. It used to be Texas Western, but now it's Texas of El Paso. Now it's UTEP. Yeah. So man, this is gonna be dope, man, because like it's there's a lot of stories within that, and I think that's dope that you came up with that idea of it being March Madness, and that's when, you know, because it's gonna be Selection Sunday this Sunday. So right around the corner, we giving y'all something for March Madness. So that was a dope idea.
And you know what I'm saying, it's a bunch of stuff going around right now with, you know what I'm saying, some teams that may or may not even be in the brackets. So we'll see, man. It's gonna lead up to a very interesting podcast, bro. What's the one player that came from UTEP? Like
You mean back
he
then?
He played in like the 90s.
I'm not sure, man.
Hold on. Ah, shit, my damn
What
iPad dead. But
you mean?
he's not a well-known player, but he was like a known player. I forgot. I'm gonna find out by Tuesday if we don't come up with it. But yeah, I remember it was a dude that came out of UTEP that everybody used to talk about. But yeah, man. Wow. Oh, bro, this goddamn show, man. I'm trying to tell you, this motherfucker be having me on edge, bro. I can't wait till next Wednesday. But you know what I'm saying. Thank
Are you
y'all
talking about
for
Tiny
listening.
Algebra?
No, not Tiny Archibald. It's from somebody from, maybe I'm thinking of the team. It's a team in the '90s that was either it's a player or a team in the '90s that was pretty good, or they're like the late '80s, early '90s.
And you talking about basketball players?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
I ain't
of.
know Tim Hardaway went there. I
Yeah,
really didn't know that.
yeah.
Damn.
I knew it was somebody that came out of UTEP, man.
Yep, that's got to be who you talking about.
Yep. So, you know, yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting pod, man. You know what I'm saying? I bet say I knew it was somebody that was known. You know what I'm saying? Not well known, but if you watch basketball, you know who Timmy Hardaway is. His son still play for the
For the Magic?
yeah. No, he played for the
Not the
Magic.
Magic. No,
I thought he went back to
no,
the Mavs.
Dallas. The
Yeah,
Mavericks.
I thought he went back to that. I
Look,
said
I
Daverick.
thought I said Mavericks. Look, Magic
No,
and Mavericks.
I said Daverick though. I meant Dallas Mavericks. We both of here fucking up. But nah, his son in the league now. So yeah, that's dope, man. But I found out that because I knew who it was, but I didn't remember who it was. I was about to say, I know it was somebody that came out of UTEP, but I found out he came out of UTEP because of Drake. If
Oh
you
shit.
go listen to a song called Overdose, it's starring Drake. Is Drake? What's the other dude's name? Is Drake, Mickey Facts, and the dude from Gym Class Heroes? I forgot what dude's name is. I forgot the dude, but it's the dude that rapped for Gym Class Heroes. Um, and he had the song with Bruno Mars, the Millionaire song with Bruno Mars. That's who the other dude is. But Mickey Facts got this bar where um, he say something and he say, I'm sort of like that UTEP two-step. No, he say, I'm coming through with that UTEP two-step. And then he say something else, but he talking about some other way. So that's how I found out that he went to UTEP. But I bet you I knew it was a player that came out of there though. I ain't heard that song in forever too, so you gotta forgive me. But yeah, shout out to
Nah,
Drake
you
for
all good.
you know what I'm saying, putting that song out. That song is fire. If y'all ever get a chance, go listen to Overdose. It's an old song, but motherfucker fire. Um, man, yeah. So that's it. You guys can check me out on Twitter, Scoots Bronson, Instagram, Scoots Bronson _TV, YouTube, Scoots Bronson TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that like button. And if you're listening to the podcast for the first time, also hit that subscribe button. And excuse me, while you're here, make sure you go to Facebook, go to the VA Podcast Watch Group. Excuse me again. Go ahead, join up. That's where you're gonna find everything you need to know about Viewers Anonymous, all our informations, all our podcasts, all our where we at links, and of course, if you can't find us on YouTube, you can always go there. The YouTube video will be on there. And then, you know what I'm saying? We slowly and surely growing, man. We getting more and more members to get in there. So the more people that get in there, the more stuff we can do. And we gonna just, you know what I'm saying, build the community up, and start bringing on some fans and stuff like that, man. And you know what I'm saying, we gonna have some fun with it.
Oh yes, sir, man. Yeah, definitely join that page, and also you can follow the Stolen Time Facebook page on Facebook, the Stolen Time Pod on Instagram, and S.Foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. I wasn't able to get that one thing that's still in the works that I had for 28 minutes or less, but still be on the lookout, man. I could drop a surprise episode, but so just be looking out for the 28 minutes or less. Also got something set up for the Stolen Time podcast. It will be back next week. It still will not be with Uncle Washington. You know what I'm saying? Prayers out to my dude, but he's still dealing with his things. But you know, he's still very anxious and saying that he's going to be able to make it back. But as of right now, I got some alternate things that I'm working on with that. I'm not replacing them, but just some alternate things. So be on the lookout for that as well.
For sure, man. And, as usual, thank you guys for supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. Continue to keep watching, continue to keep listening. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. With that being said, man, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.